To successfully design a space that properly satisfies the needs of a client requires a level of intimate knowledge, emotional connection, and sympathetic insight. To succeed, an architect must understand the intended scope while anticipating the yet realized needs of the client and potential use of the program in order to deliver the right masterful plan that far exceeds one's imagination. Finding the right architect for this project demanded someone who could personally relate to our needs and one highly skilled and experienced to become the visionary, turning concept into reality. Growing up within a modern Orthodox setting, she understands our community values and is far more than an architect. She is a deeply spiritual and philosophical thinker of Torah and its influence within the conceptual designing of sacred spaces. It is my pleasure to welcome Esther Sperber.
Thank you, everyone, for inviting me and for the opportunity to work with you and to celebrate with you. When thinking about what I could say in this joyous occasion, I was thinking about the parsha that we just read, Bamidbar, and the parsha we're going to read after Shavuot, Naso. And Parshat Naso, after the story of many different stories, but the story of all the Nesi'im bringing their gifts, ends with Chanukat HaMishkan, the dedication of the Mishkan. And the last pasuk is Bevo Moshe el Oel Moed ledaber ito. And when Moshe came into the tent of the covenant, or the tent of the meeting, the Mishkan, ledaber ito, vayishma et hakol midaber elav me'al hakaporet, and he heard the voice speaking to him above the kaporet, asher al aron ha'edut, and the ark, miben shnei hakruvim yedaber. The word midaber elav is a little bit peculiar. It's the reflexive tense in Hebrew, hitpa'el. And it's the word, the tense we use to say things like lihitlabesh, to dress yourself, or litkalech, to take a shower. So it's an action that someone does upon themselves. And Rashi asks, why is the Torah using this word midaber? And Rashi says, kmo מדבר כבודו של מעלה, לומר כן מדבר בינו לבין עצמו ומשה שומע. Moshe goes into the Mishkan and hears God talking to himself, and Moshe is standing there and listening. And I thought this is a beautiful way to think about this Mishkan, this holy space, this synagogue. What the Torah is saying is that the people created this space, which is kind of like an instrument. It tunes into this spiritual voice and allows people who enter it with the right mindset to hear this chatter of God chattering amongst God's self, whatever that means. There's some kind of godliness in the world that when Moshe enters the Mishkan, he can hear. And I think this is the vision that your community and your rabbi, and I hope we were able to help to create a space that is a kind of an instrument that can reverberate holiness and community and joy and also moments of sorrow and allow us to experience those kind of moments together. And as an architect, I feel like my job is to listen to what my clients and congregations are looking for, and to try to think of how to translate those wishes into something that is a physical space. So people might say, we want a place that's welcoming. We want a place that people feel comfortable. We want a place where people can hear and see, where there's bright enough light to read your siddur, or wherever we sit, we can hear the rabbi. And then, it is taking those wishes which are for beauty, for inclusiveness, for accessibility, for welcoming, and translating them into something that can be built and created. And with a big team, it's not just me, and it includes Amy Reichert and Sue and the committee and the rabbi and our contractors. I hope we were able to take this space, which has really interesting bones, but was quite dark and quite acoustically challenging and really not very inviting and not uplifting, and create a space that feels like that kind of vessel that can reverberate the sound of God in the world and the sounds of people praying together, and becoming a better and more inclusive and more meaningful community. So thank you for that opportunity.